Yeah, I'm very happy.
It was good.
Like, it was a shot out of a cannon. I didn't actually expect it to come out, but when the first two games went my way, especially the Brazil-Belgium, I knew I had it.
Nice.
Yeah, that was...
Smugness was starting to build before it hit fever pitch during the Russia game.
Yeah, I was one smug prick. Yeah, no, I was a prick. I was smug about it. So, predictions?
Well, let's just kind of talk about the quarterfinals.
Right, where do you want to start?
Start with the first one, Uruguay-France.
Uruguay-France. There's nothing fantastic about it.
Uruguay weren't the same without Cavani.
No, they weren't. They hadn't the same threat up top.
No, and there was Stuani up there with Suarez.
He may as well not have bothered.
Yeah, he wasn't great. I think though the way they play that kind of diamond in midfield, they were able to win the ball back off France, but they couldn't threaten with them. Like, they were able to sort of get possession and take it off them, and then to concede it a set piece. Actually, you know what? Before we even talk about the goal, when Ben Tanker got his booking and realised he'd be better the next game, he disappeared.
You may as well just sub them off and got somebody else on.
And him as the kind of the fulcrum of that midfield. Like, I know Torreira is the deep line playmaker, but he's kind of like the guy who's expected to bring the ball to the forwards. He wasn't throwing himself around the way he was kind of throws himself around normally, because he's a big powerful guy as well as a kind of a playmaker.
Yeah.
He wasn't getting stuck in anywhere near as much, because he got really stuck into Pogba early in the game and then just kind of...
And Torreira was linked with Arsenal today.
Torreira's deal's done.
Is it done?
Just before we started recording here.
There we go. There's actually a couple of days done, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we get to the transfers.
Uruguay, they went for it, they didn't stop, but they just didn't have enough. That game could have went on for 3 more days and they still wouldn't have come out on top.
No, France had them.
Yeah.
They had their number, though just no way of really...
France could have stepped their game up again too if needs be. And then the second goal, that's not the first bit of bad goalkeeping we've seen this summer.
Muslera that was just bad.
You could see it in Uruguayans' faces 5 minutes to go.
I saw him and his crying.
They were beat.
You see Gary Neville calling him, I think he called him disgraceful for crying, because he thought there was 7 minutes left and he thought it was weak mentally, and I'm like, come on Gary, get the guy a break.
Well, it's not weak mentally. Even us sitting at home knew the game was up. Uruguay just didn't have it.
They just couldn't do it.
They just couldn't do it, so
and
I wouldn't be that harsh on them.
I wouldn't be harsh on them at all. It's got to be tough, because what I think maybe a lot of people in England don't understand, to a Uruguayan, the national team and the World Cup, them punching above their weight so often, considering they're such a small country, it means a lot to them.
Yeah.
And to know that they were failing at what they had set out to do, and that they just weren't good enough. They knew they just weren't good enough to beat France, and it was just heartbreaking. And I'm sure the Neville and Hardy Buck from Manchester's never cried, or no other Hardy Northerner. Oh wait, what about Gaza in 1990?
Short memories.
Yeah, they've short memories.
Well, you know what? Let's see who's crying tomorrow night.
The next game was what has now become the Roberto Martinez tactical masterstroke, Belgium versus Brazil. Now this game was so impressive for so many reasons.
You're going to edit that out, right?
I'm editing that out. What was impressive to me in this game is how no one actually commentating on the game understood what Martinez was doing for most of the game. They had this idea that it was a 4-3-3. They didn't know it was a 3-4-3. They didn't know if Chadley was in midfield or left wing.
Yeah.
And I think that alone upset the Brazilians. But I think what he did very well, and it was like my dad always talks about, forget about the midfield. Sometimes you just got to think in terms of defenders versus attackers. And you could see in this game that although some of the midfield maybe moved forward a bit, it was very much 7 back, 3 always up there.
Yes.
Like De Bruyne dropped deep a little bit, but it was always those 3 high up the pitch. It really was 7 defenders, 3 attackers. And it worked. It worked an absolute treat.
It was the one ahead. They scored the second. Beautiful goal too by De Bruyne.
That was fantastic.
It's not the first time we've seen him do it this year. He's done it for City time and time again.
Myself, I thought when they were attacking, it was a back three with Mounier bombing down the right.
Yeah.
And whenever they were defending, it was a 4-0-3 in front of them because Chadley was tucking into central midfield.
On that performance, I think if they played anybody, they would beat them. It's a statement of intent.
What I really like about it, and it's the second game in a row where Lukaku showed that he's more than a battering ram. He's not, like, he's an intelligent player.
He is smart. He's because
he adjusted so that he could play right wing of a front three, or sort of as a right striker with De Bruyne as a kind of a player just behind. And it worked really, really well.
You see, it's the thing, he's big and he's strong, and everybody seems to think that he's just a target man and he does this, that, and the other. But he is intelligent. Like, even the game previous for Chadley's winner, the step over, he knew he was behind him.
It was very, very good. What I also liked was that they saw the weak spot in Brazil, which was the left-hand side, because obviously Marcelo's going to go forward and Neymar's never going to track back.
No,
and Coutinho is on the left side of the three. He's not a very defensive player. Good player. We all know what he can do. He's been good this World Cup. He's not very good defensive. So that whole left side of Brazil was weak. And over there they had Mounier bombing from right back, and they had Lukaku pushing out to that side into the space. You know, getting himself in space and causing problems. And even the second goal, there was two players over there and no Brazilian to be seen when when De Bruyne got the ball to shoot. And it was very much that if Marcelo, who eventually gets back, can't close De Bruyne down before he shoots, because if he closes him down, he just passes it to the man outside him and he's in the box too. You know, it was so well worked that they just were like, oh, this side of the pitch is going to be empty because Neymar's not dragging back.
Not at all.
No, Coutinho's just okay at defending on that side, and Marcelo was going to be up the pitch, so that side was empty for them.
Really, in a way, Brazil were the architects of their own downfall.
Yeah, the way they finished the game is how they should have started the game.
Exactly.
You know, they had on players in form. They had Costa coming on and running at people as opposed to... Well, you know, I don't ever like to say anything bad about Willie, and he didn't have his best game, but he always seems like he's trying.
Yeah, well, you always get 100% from him, whether it's a good day or a bad day. I mean, he doesn't shy away.
Like, Firmino came on and he did definitely change the game. He was able to bring people on just by collecting the ball and laying it off. No need to try anything. He would just come and sort of pick the ball up, pill it off. But by the time he came on, it was almost too late.
But you have that stereotype when I got to see it. Neymar plays for Neymar. Mm-hmm. Neymar doesn't want to score a tap one. He wants to score the best goal you'll ever see.
Did you see the dive where he dived, stuck his foot into the Belgian but missed?
Yeah.
Like, he even couldn't kick the Belgian.
Yeah,
I think it was Fellaini who was going for. I think he maybe hoped Fellaini's reputation would go before him and the ref would give it. But then the other Brazilians who hadn't quite seen it from the referee's angle were like asking for VAR, even the ref. And Neymar got up and was like, no. And he played on because he knew how bad he'd messed up that dive.
And he would have got booked.
Yeah, it would have been horrible. Credit to Martinez for picking that unusual setup, but it worked so well. And like you said, they just exposed
even I would take my hat off them, and I don't rate them.
Although, I mean, was the first goal a bit fluky? Not really. They were attacking. Like Brazil had their chances.
They had the pressure was on them. Like, defenders put the ball in his own net without.
Yeah, the pressure coming on.
Exactly. And
they completely lost company at that corner.
Yeah.
And he flicked it on, you know, within off Fernandinho, which I'm sure is hard on him, but at the same time, that's what happens.
He's a big man. You don't give him that much space.
Well, that's it. That's what happens. I just don't think like Paulinho was really suited to this game because he's only good if he's somewhere to run into. And what's funny is the goal that Renato Augusto got back for Brazil is the kind of goal that Paulinho's supposed to score.
Yes.
Great pass from Coutinho, that, where he just chipped it in between the centre halves, and Augusto was running onto it. And actually, the header down to beat Courtois was brilliant because Courtois was on form. He did not want anything to go by him.
He's playing for his move.
He is playing for his move. There's quite a few. Actually, looking at Eden Hazard in that game, he's also playing for a move. He was brilliant too.
Them boys could just charter a bus.
I think we could do a real in-depth tactical breakdown of this game and be here for hours and hours. But we are in limited time and need to talk about some more games and preview the semi-finals.
That's funny you mentioned Paulinho. He's away again, back to China. But he had a good season for Barca.
He started really well, but then he kind of struggled in this last end of the season, according to Spanish football experts. I don't really.
Experts?
Guillem Balaguer. I don't know how much of an expert he is.
I can actually see your inverted commas as you say that.
Quotation marks. Okay, England, Sweden. This was quite easy for England.
Yeah.
Actually, no, sorry. That's been the general line. It's been quite easy for England, and your takeaway from it is it was quite easy. But Jordan Pickford made 3 very good saves.
He's pulling it out of his arse like he really is on form.
You just wonder if one of them went in, would England have been
as comfortable? Yeah, it might have been shaky.
Remember, I said that Sweden could do an Iceland on them, but then again, you pointed out that Joe Hart wouldn't be playing this time.
Yes.
Clearly, man, that was 5 out of 5 predictions.
I don't know. Pickford's really impressed me. I do think England haven't been tested yet. So
you probably heard that Courtois made a bit of a joke at Pickford's expense. He said he was a bit short.
It's on height or something. I didn't see the comment. I seen the retraction or the apology.
He thought a taller keeper would have got the goal he conceded to Januzaj. But then again, I would like to point out that the Swedish goalkeeper is 6'6" and didn't catch that very similar goal from... Why did Tony Cruz's name not come to me? So do you remember Tony Cruz's goal against...
Long pause.
Tony Cruz's goal versus Sweden.
Yes.
It's kind of similar, but from the opposite side of the box. The Swedish goalkeeper 6'6", he didn't get anywhere near that. Yeah. Sometimes a good shot's just a good shot.
But then you got Courtois then mouthing about a keeper's height when something could happen tonight.
That's it. But you know what's funny was after the game they asked Pickford about the saves he made, and he said that he said I'm an agile keeper. I can get to those. So he's well aware of the comments and was just letting everybody know that he's still a decent keeper.
I wonder if his PR gave him those words to use, or is he actually an intelligent being?
I want to talk about Raheem Sterling. One of our favourite topics.
Yeah, neither one of us like him.
Yeah, but the funny thing is we know he's a good player. He does struggle with his finishing though.
One-on-ones.
There's a problem at Liverpool. You might remember the game against Man United where he was through on De Gea.
Yes.
I want to safely assess them. I want to make a good guess here on this now without going back. Don't want to go over the top. A safe estimate of about 1 million times he was through on De Gea and seemed to hit it straight at him every time.
1 million?
2 million?
Give or take.
give or take. The thing is that the piece of play, people talk about England's creativity not being very good, but the actual piece of play to set him free, which was a long ball from Pickford to Trippier, who chested to Lingard, and Lingard squares it to Henderson, who's standing at the midfield line, and he chips the back four. Mm-hmm. And obviously, the complications of that pass is not that much. It's chip it in the general direction of Sterling over the defender's head. He's quicker than everyone at the World Cup, probably. Yeah. I mean, Mbappe and him, I'd like to see in a race. Honestly. I mean, I would take Mbappe in his sheer power because, Sterling's kind of small, but Mbappe looks like he could just drive through you.
Big, long Thierry Henry-sized legs.
There is a bit of the Henry about him. But anyway, so he goes through, great touch, but then he just, goes to round the keeper, and the keeper gets a touch, and it's like he doesn't know what to do when he got there. You know, when you see Salah, that similar kind of wing forward playing, when he got through, even if he missed, you knew what he was doing. Getting it on his left foot and shooting. You know what I mean? He didn't even score every one of those that he got 1-on-1. But when you see Sterling get in there, you can see Sterling thinking about it. When Salah gets in there, he's hitting it.
Yeah.
It's not even a look for a pass or looked around the keeper. It's literally, I'm hitting this. And most of the time it goes in the net. Sometimes it didn't. I told you at the start that he's the second most shots.
Yeah.
you know, but he still had a pretty good conversion rate from them. Still like 144 shots or something he took this season.
Still, he scored, nearly 50 goals? I think we'll give him.
Well, it was 144 shots for his 32 Premier League goals. And it's only the second most after Harry Kane's 180 something shots.
There's a touch of Andy Cole about that. You know, if Andy had 10 on target, one of them will go in.
Well, you know, that was several people talked about that before. About Alan Shearer used to say it, you've got to shoot to score.
He would know. To be fair to him. He could have won everything if he came to United, but no, he scored, scored a lot of goals in Newcastle.
No.
Yeah.
Look, some things are more important than trophies and money. Okay? Some things, your quality of life.
He won the Premier League, and every time he's on Match of the Day, it doesn't give him that honour. It says FA Cup runner-up 98, 99. That's his honour. It doesn't even give him the Premier League.
We seem to have drifted off Sweden, England here.
Sterling, yeah. He's horrible at one-on-ones.
Yeah, and that was kind of disappointing. And like I think I sent you a message at the time that Henderson's getting flashbacks of his Sterling's time at Liverpool. It's like you threw on goal, do something. I know. Anyway, you know what? His runs still kind of confused the Swedish defence, and I think they were a little less physical than they wanted to be because what England seem to do now is they seem to have Kane coming shorter a bit. And all these quick guys sort of looking to run in behind him. And the defence really isn't quite sure what to do. Do they step up with Kane and leave space for the quick guys? Because, you know, even Lingard and Ali are looking to run in there. Now, for me, that leaves England with no midfielders. But, hey, that's what's been working for them so far. Got them to a semi-final.
So far.
They are coming up against probably the first team, you could say, with a better central midfield than theirs.
Yeah, I think
I mean, I'm not saying that their central midfield could be better. I'm saying that it is better, and that this is the first, like, none of the other teams could be considered better that they've played up to this point.
No.
Like, Colombia without James is not the same midfield.
No.
Alright, so any more to say on England, Sweden?
Nothing.
Alright.
Absolutely nothing.
Quarterfinals. Oh wait, sorry. Russia, Croatia. I completely forgot.
Russia, Croatia.
Good game.
Was a good game. This is my only worry for Croatia going through, as they've done back-to-back extra time penalties.
And they looked exhausted at the
end
of that game.
They looked fucked. Both teams did, to be fair, because Russia have done a lot of runs since they got to the World Cup.
They've done incredible ones of running. What about the goals from Cheryshev?
That's probably the goal of the tournament, to be quite honest.
You know, it's a nice little 1-2, proper 1-2.
Yeah, proper
only 2 touches from the big man as he laid it back, and the finish is just
that's goal of the tournament. Unless anything happens better than that, that's so far.
Yeah.
What you got?
Well, I'm just thinking of the Kramaric goal. You might as well not have been the pitch up to that point.
Yeah.
Almost nothing was coming up. And I thought that Croatia exposed Rakitic quite a lot because they asked Rakitic to be the deep lying player and allow Modric to go forward. Honestly, if I was coaching them, I'd say the same, but I think I'd prefer it if they were doing that they played someone sort of beside Rakitic. But then again, what do I care? I'm on Croatia. But they, so I thought that the goal they scored where they kind of sucked Russia's defence out wide because the fullback pushed up, missed a header, centre half got pulled out, and the ball got flicked into the space between the two centre halves. And Ignacevic at 39 didn't fancy chasing Mandzukic down to the channel. He kind of stayed in the box and allowed Mandzukic to just kind of stroll down there and cross it to Kramaric, who finished well in the corner. But it was like once he got into that space and you could saw Ignacevic was like, I'm not running out there. I'm going to stay back here. I'm like, oh, this is a goal. Because Mandzukic is like, he's not the world's greatest striker, but he's a useful player and he knows being in Juventus, you got to finish your chances.
Yeah. I just hope I know he took a knock near the end that didn't look right. But he's fit to go. Big game tomorrow night.
Yeah, so then in the 100th minute of the game, 10 minutes into extra time, Vida gets one back. And
the header, yeah.
It's a good header. And then 15 minutes later, Fernandez, at this stage, I think Croatia were out on their feet. You could even see when he jumps, they had that no one jumping with him.
No, he's done.
It was
They were done, like.
everyone was like, I can't jump. No more set pieces.
I actually called that goal. I turned to the messages and I said he's going to score now, and then they scored.
You were just on fire for predictions for these games.
Just for the quarters, I'll get nothing right after this.
Yeah, penalty shootout, and funny enough, it was Fernandez who missed the penalty by smashing it wide. It's a horrible penalty.
It was one of the worst penalties I've seen this summer. I mean, even if you get it on target, you have a chance, but Jesus, at that level, I know there's pressure on, but you need to hit the target.
Russia also managed to do something that I haven't noticed in this tournament, which is out-foul Croatia.
That's taking them to their own game there, really, isn't it?
They out-fouled them.
Many fouls.
They actually had 25 fouls, which is a credible amount if you ask me. And there's only the 18 from Croatia, which is under their usual average of 20 per game.
But they can't get to the 20 when they're lying on their backs.
They can't get to the 20 when they're lying on their backs, or also in possession of the ball.
This is true.
Alright, that's all our...
Is that our 3 games?
That's 4 games. We talked about them all.
Oh, yeah. We did.
Semi-finals tonight. Belgium,
France. Belgium.
You got money on France?
I have money on France. I couldn't separate these teams until I thought about it today, and I think Belgium are going to do it. France haven't, but I don't think. The only game that really shone on was against Argentina, but it was a really poor Argentina team.
Now, here's a piece of information that might change you. France have been sort of just doing enough to win games.
Yep.
Meunier, the right back, who I think has been very important given the width down that right hand side for them. Either playing as a wing back or as a regular right back when he's defending, or playing those different roles. He's suspended for tonight's game. So are they going to go with the back 3 and bring Carrasco over that side? Do they have many more right backs? I don't know how. He saw them struggling for left backs, that they were playing Vertonghen out there.
Vertonghen is a makeshift left back. I don't know. I think Hazard's on form. De Bruyne is just unplayable. Do they have an answer for De Bruyne? Is Pogba going to step up?
That will be interesting to see what way he lines up the team.
Will they line them up like they did against Brazil, or will they let Lukaku loose? I don't know. I just think Belgium could show us something different again. They have the talent. France have talent, but Deschamps just isn't getting the best out of them, because that team really should be steamrolling everyone in front of it. You know, what's Mbappe going to do tonight?
Well, if you imagine Mbappe's going to be playing down the right, and he's going to be playing against Vertonghen.
It's not even.
And if they go with a back 3 and he gets into that gap between Vertonghen and the wing back, that's going to be crazy. However, will they defend like they did against Brazil, where they sat deep?
I don't know.
When they didn't have the ball.
I don't know. You can't. I don't think you can sit deep against France.
I think so too. I think they'll just hold it. They've got the central midfielders to do it. Like we said, Pogba's been doing enough in midfield, which is, people often talk about he doesn't control games. I think he's been doing that this World Cup, where he's just been doing what he needs to do. And I think maybe Deschamps has taken the pressure off him by having players around him who can work hard, and he's got Kante holding.
Kante's definitely a game.
Kante is amazing, and he just sort of tells Pogba to just play football and don't worry about what people are saying about you or what people expect you to do. Just play as part of the team.
Deschamps probably takes the phone off him too before he goes on the pitch. No selfies.
He's like, you get this back after you perform.
Yeah. You get your selfie.
Right, so you're thinking Belgium?
I just like, my mind changes every hour I think about it. It's back and forth.
Alright, we'll tell you what, let's go to England. Croatia are exhausted, and England look fresh.
Yeah, but I still think Croatia will give England a game that they haven't had yet.
Now here's a question. Will England play, or will Croatia play an extra man in midfield so that Modric and Rakitic can maybe push forward into that space Henderson's in? Because if they don't have to defend deep and they can drift into that area that Henderson's in. I mean, we saw the Champions League final, compared Modric to Henderson. Obviously they're different types of players, but it's different gravy for what they're going to do in those areas.
Especially as Rakitic beside him. I don't know. I can't see past Croatia. I don't know if it's me unbiased.
It's definitely biased.
I'm definitely biased, but I did back England to beat Sweden.
Well, in fairness, Sweden weren't very good.
No, but I do think Croatia's impressed me. Even though they don't won pretty. They won Lockall down and they won dirty if they have to do.
They do have Dejan Lovren at the back.
They do.
Which I'm actually quite surprised that in the last game, when he gave away that foul on Zuba and got booked, and he started giving it out to the referee, and he was giving it to the referee a few times, that I thought, oh my god, that's I've seen that before. And this is when the head starts to go and the mistakes start to happen. But whatever the coach did to him, hypnotherapy at halftime, whatever it is, he came back out and he played his normal game afterwards.
Just made him come to the door and just rifled him on the ribs, on the rib cage, put him down.
I don't know, maybe instead of that, maybe some lavender. Relax, Dejan.
Some chamomile tea.
Goose fraba.
Chamomile tea and a chocolate digestive. Settle yourself, mate.
Relax, lad, relax. You don't understand how much money you get paid for this.
What do you think, Croatia or England?
I think England, because Croatia are going to be struggling for bodies.
They're going to be tired, but I think they could kill the game early.
We kind of forget that England went to penalties with Colombia the game before, so they did 120 minutes that game. And Southgate said he thought he had a lot of injuries after the game, but they seemed to all make it to the next game.
I think Croatia could hit them early and then sit back
and look to counter on them.
Aye.
Yeah, I think if Rebic is fit, now much as Rebic annoyed me in the Argentina game, and I kind of had a grudge against him because I thought he should have been sent off for a horrible challenge, he is fantastic. I think he could be a really good player for some team wants to pick him up, because he's not like he's kind of like a striker who was pushed out to the wing, but he's strong, he's quick, and we saw his goal against Argentina was the volley just smashed it into the net. He's got some qualities, and if they pick him up front, because if Mandzukic is ruined and they pick Rebic up front, then I think he give it trouble to the Stones, because I think no one's roughed up England's defence yet.
So what are you thinking, England, Croatia?
I've got a feeling that England are doing just enough to win, which is kind of I'm conflicted whether I want football to come home or not football to come home.
Football coming home because the winner of the night game is going to win the final.
The quality level is different.
Yeah.
Did you know if England get to the final, they'll be the only team to get to a final to have never played a previous winner on the way?
That's because they've
had
nobody.
It's been in quite an easy run.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If they didn't get to where they are now with the games they've played, you'll be condemning them. It
would be awful.
Yeah. So I'm not going to praise them for doing what they should be doing at that level.
Yeah. And they've just done enough, really.
Aye. But I can't see past Croatia.
No.
And then what do you think, France, Belgium? Because I've changed my mind again. I think of France. I want to stick with Belgium.
I think I'll go Belgium for that too. The thing is, I want Belgium in there.
But to me, if Belgium wins tonight, Belgium wins Sunday.
Yeah, I think that's true. Belgium's already beat England this tournament.
Yeah, without
their first choice player, most of their first choice players
applying any effort whatsoever. So
can you
imagine? Go to the bookies.
Can you imagine England kind of wanted to lose that game to Belgium to get in the easier side of the draw? Belgium still got to the final.
Can you imagine that?
And like Belgium, what is that easier side of the draw? Have you seen what we've just knocked out?
Yeah, but just
imagine they would have to knock out Brazil and France back to back.
But Belgium will be coming to that final a stronger team because of it.
Oh, they'd be like, "Oh, England, you are in trouble."
Yeah.
It was a bit like when Real Madrid showed up for the Champions League final. They had knocked out Juventus, Bayern Munich beforehand. They were like, "Nah, lads, chill out. Like, no panic here. Everything was. They were very relaxed."
Speaking of Juventus, look to the lengths they've gone to make sure that doesn't happen next year the same way it happened this year.
105 million for a 33-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo. Well done, Juventus.
They've got rid of the keeper that conceded the goals and put the player that scored the goals.
It's funny, is Wallach Szczesny's been their best keeper for a while, but he's always been like the league keeper, and Buffon's been the Champions League keeper.
Yeah.
I think they'll probably even have a better keeper. Like obviously Buffon's an all-time great, but Chesney's been in great form for them when he's played.
But it's insane that this has gone through as quick as it has. Reports that this deal has been touted since last November.
You imagine Real Madrid are getting more back for him
than they paid
for him, and obviously the market has changed quite a bit since then. But what did they say? 9 years they've had with him.
They've had 9 years. They won
4 Champions Leagues.
4 Champions Leagues, 2 titles, and a Copa del Rey.
And I think what someone pointed out is that in that time he's won 5 Ballon d'Ors. Which shows you that maybe he was out for himself. Just a bit.
Sorry, he won 4. He won 1 was.
And you've mentioned this before. In his last year United, he was very much in it for himself as opposed to.
He was. If you look at his last game for us, which was the Champions League final against Barcelona, like any chance that was falling to him, no matter how far out he was taking the shot.
I think I remember that game. It was coming from everywhere.
Fuck, it was
that the game where Barcelona won 3-0? Messi scored a header.
Messi scored a header 3-0.
Do you remember there was a commentator for the game says Messi can't score headers like Ronaldo when he was out of the pitch and scored a header, as if he was listening. How dare you doubt me?
Yeah, no, Messi stepped up that. But no, Ronaldo played for himself. You see him, he scores, he runs off, there's a celebration. If he takes a shot, keeper saves, comes out and scores, tucks it away. He's thick looking. He's really annoyed looking. He never celebrates for his teammates. You know, they're off celebrating with the fans, he's walking up the pitch. I don't know,
I mentioned Messi and suddenly I got thinking about Argentina being knocked out by France. Thinking about how good N'Golo Kante was that day. And then I'm thinking about, wait, N'Golo Kante might keep he might keep De Bruyne quiet, but then again, I don't know. I'm suddenly going like, I'm suddenly thinking maybe France actually will win now.
No, you see, at the Stamford Bridge, do you remember De Bruyne scored a pile driver and Kante was on that day, and all he needed was 2 feet. One chance.
Yeah, he needs a chance.
Same goal actually. I think it was a rifle.
Yeah, he's got such a clean strike on him. Even with his left foot, have you ever seen him playing with his left foot? He looks like he's left-footed. He's such a natural. Like, there's no stumbling or adjusting his feet. He just plays like he's
unreal.
Class. There's
you mentioned Kante. He's linked with PSG today.
I'm sure PSG would love him. He would really fix their midfield.
I can't see him going.
If they get rid of Neymar, I would spend the money on Kante.
I can't see him going because as it stands, I think Chelsea are going to fall apart.
Right now, it looks like they can't get rid of their manager to bring in their new manager.
No.
So much so that Napoli have brought in a new manager to replace the manager that they haven't let go yet because Chelsea haven't paid a release clause. Because for Chelsea don't want to pay the release clause and the money to sack Kante.
And Kante doesn't want to go.
And Kante doesn't want to quit unless he gets paid money.
Yeah, you know, it's one of these. But
so they've actually started pre-season with Kante.
But that's the thing, that they're going to fuck themselves in the case that the transfer window closes early. Courtois is away. Hazard's probably going to go.
But
Williams wants to go.
There's nothing doing on the transfer front. And you know what's the funny thing is? To bring back Mourinho, when they brought him back, Mourinho didn't want to work with a sporting director. So the sporting director stepped down. They've never hired a new one. So a sporting director, like at Liverpool, would normally be taking care of some transfer business if there was no manager.
So is it Conte doing it at the minute?
Who's doing it?
Jesus. There's no Champions League football either. They track top players if they were to lose the top players.
I mean, I don't know if I know a couple of Chelsea fans and they think this is just normal. We're kind of going up and down and we'll sort it out eventually. I'm thinking there's a lot going wrong here. The owner doesn't want to come back to England. He's pulled plugs on the new stadium. He looks like he's getting fed up. I mean, like Chelsea have a lot of issues right now, and we'll see what they do. But before the end of the window,
I mean, we're second week in July now. Really, you have 4 weeks before the window's closed?
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know. There's no odds to me because I don't really like them.
I expect Liverpool to make one more signing, probably an attacking midfielder, but they've pretty much done their business. Like, I mean, what they could do, they can go into the new season with just the sort of the kids as backup to the front three. They want a backup to the front three because they brought in backups to the central midfield, and they want, like I said, a backup to their attackers.
Yeah.
But after that, they've signed Ryan Brewster to a long-term professional deal, and he's only 18. He's basically been told to stay because he'll get games this year. With Sturridge and Ings possibly going out, being getting rid of, that makes more space for, like, Harry Wilson was on loan at Hull last year and scored 7 goals in 14 games for Hull.
That's insane, isn't it?
Like, and he was on loan, so they brought him back and he scored 2 in their first pre-season game. So now suddenly Klopp's going, well, maybe I'll give this lad a chance.
You should.
So now you're kind of thinking, So now maybe Klopp's going, well, I don't need to buy anyone, but if I can get a Fekir or someone like maybe Shaqiri in before the end of the window, he will. But the best business they did was at the start of the transfer window, getting Keita and Fabinho in.
Yeah, they were well. Keita was done last.
Yeah, like I mean, so really,
Fabinho was done.
So you can see what they're doing, but then you look at Chelsea and go, what are you doing?
But I mean, United have a couple of transfers done, and they've even
Fred.
Yeah, Fred, and had that.
Dalot.
Yeah.
Alexandro.
Depends.
There's a lot of talk about it, but so far we don't know.
I do think that it's true what they say, that Juventus now have to sell 2 or 3 of their star players to pay for Ronaldo, which is insane.
Apparently, is it fate want to give them some money towards the Ronaldo's wages?
But it's insane that you'd break up a team that hasn't won the Champions League, but it's it's there, it's building.
Wait, they signed Emre Can for free.
Is Emre Can and a 33-year-old at 105 million going to make up for the loss of Dembele, Higuain, and possibly Alexandro?
No. Can will probably do fine in Italy, but in the Champions League against certain midfields he doesn't perform. He performs well when he's up against it, like when he's up against Man City. He performs well, but when he's kind of like up against maybe midfields that he should dominate against, or he's expected, he doesn't. And like I said, I've no problem with him going to free. He did everything he was supposed to do when he was here. He never complained. He played injured a few times, and
he'll probably do okay. Ronaldo's
he's probably
more for fun out there.
He'll probably be a direct replacement for Khedira.
But I just don't understand why you'd weaken a team so much to bring in a player that there's one bad injury away from retirement.
Well, the funny thing is about Juventus is Juventus can buy all the best young kids from around Italy for cheaper than buying quality from around different places.
Ronaldo's as a financial.
Yeah, sure. We saw how much their stock price jumped just by the story.
It's a financial move.
It looks like it's about getting eyes on Juventus.
And he'll score 40 goals a season in Italy.
Yeah. If he increases the TV revenue, that's probably better money for Juventus.
Yeah, and the shirts.
Would you say that Juventus could probably, have a word with the Italian authorities over taxes? I'd say Juventus probably have the people in the right places for that.
Yeah, I would say so too.
It's like Ronaldo, don't you worry about taxes. You come to Italy. We will take care of it. Well, don't worry about taxes. It's like, come on over. It's fine.
Anything else you want to cover before we run off and watch this game?
I got one more thing, and there was a transfer story that popped up right before I actually came to the room.
This has come from the PQ Pod sources, is it?
This is PQ Pod sources.
Okay.
We've got the gremlins working away up in HQ. There.
That's Dara, by the way. We sent them off.
Mahrez is undergoing his medical at City. Now, we've known this is coming, but this is kind of... Now he's doing his medical. Good move, bad move for City?
Good move for City, bad move for him.
You don't think he'll get in ahead of, say, Bernardo Silva or whoever is going to be down there?
Well, you're going to have Sané and you're going to have, Sterling?
Bernardo Silva.
So, effectively, what Pep has always liked is having 2 for each position. But he's not going to be starting ahead of Sterling or Sané.
Yeah.
So, you seen him have the grump on in Leicester when he wasn't playing or wasn't happy. Is he going to be happy sitting half a season on the bench at City?
Yeah. Alright, well that was the big stories that were left. And I think at that we are good.
Anything football time.
Time to go watch his games.
Yeah. Football ain't coming home, I'm sorry, I just can't see it.
Good song though.
No.
It's a good song though. Alright, well, we're out.
Good luck.